What's up everyone, Dave here with another exciting tutorial, and today I want to talk about grease pencil, and I'm going to kind of use grease pencil in a different way, kind of showing how to make a 3D scene, specifically a basketball court, okay? And I feel like I really like this exercise because it really kind of helps us understand how grease pencil is working and kind of how to navigate in 3D space. So enough of that, let's jump right to it. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to go to File, New, and I'm going to say 2D animation. Now I'm in grease pencil, and if I middle mouse move, you can see I move out of the camera, and if I press the 0 key on the number pad, I'm back in the camera. Okay, if I don't have a number pad, I can click here to go back in the camera. But let's take a look at this. So if I zoom out, okay, if I move out, I'm going to actually hide the camera for now, and now I'm going to look at this. I can see I'm in draw mode right now, and I want to be in draw mode, and here's my little, or here's my pencils over here. So maybe I'm just in the ink pen, okay? And I want to set this to 3D cursor and view, okay? Now, you can see we don't see the 3D cursor, so I'm going to come here, and I want to make sure that 3D cursor is on. We're going to actually be using that quite a bit. And I'm going to look at it from the top, so I'm going to press 7. And I'm looking at it from the top. Otherwise, if I didn't have a number pad, I could click on the Z right here to look at it from the top. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of draw a basketball court. Okay, not too worried about if the lines are totally straight. I feel like it's kind of cool if they're not. It looks more hand-drawn. I'm going to kind of go halfway across, and I can kind of go like this. Notice there's stuff over here if you wanted to make perfect lines. But again, I don't really necessarily want perfect lines. I'm just kind of making a more kind of illustrated look. Okay, and then I can kind of go like this, maybe make the free throw 3-point. Okay, cool. Awesome. So there it is. And if I move like that, you can see that I now have my basketball court kind of in 3D space. Okay, that's kind of cool. But how do we draw now? So what I mean by that is I want to kind of like draw a basketball hoop coming up right here. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to click on this, which is our 3D cursor. And if I click right here, I can kind of start to move, and I can see that that's not exactly in place. So what I'll do is I'll look at it from the top, and I'm going to say this is where I want the basketball hoop to be. And then if I look at it from the side, I can say, well, I want it to be this height. So now if I look at it, I can see that yes, it is locked in the right place. So now you can see that I have it set to draw at the 3D cursor. So I'm going to think about kind of where that's where my piece of paper is. Okay. Now if I look at it from the front, so if I press 1 on the number pad, I could go like this, and now I could simply draw. So I switch back to my pencil here, and I can kind of draw a backboard. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the hoop, obviously. And I can see, hey, perfect. It is right. Okay. Now I want to get that 3D cursor on this side. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to, I know it's at the correct kind of depth, but I'm going to look at it from the top. And again, if I don't want to use the 3D cursor there, a shortcut is Shift right mouse click. And now I can see it's right there. Okay, perfect. Yep, that's exactly where I want it. So I'm going to look at it from the front again. So I'm going to press 1 on the number pad. And now I could even trace my existing one here. Okay, cool. And now I can see that, hey, there we go. That's awesome. And now I need to get the rim on there. So if I look at it from, again, from the front view, now what I can do is I can do Shift S or Shift right mouse click right there. And now I can kind of start to see, hey, that's right. Okay. And now I could just look at it again from the top. So I'll press 7 on the number pad, come down here, and I'm going to go like this. Okay, there's my hoop, and I could actually do this hoop without even moving it because it's already at the right kind of depth, if you will, or the height. And now if I move it, hey, look at that, I can see this. Okay, so that is awesome. Now what I could do is I could create a geometry for this as well. So to do that, I have to go into object mode, and then I can go Shift A, and I can say mesh. I could create a sphere. Okay, and now here's the sphere. I could put this in here, like so the basketball, of course, and then I could come down here and I could give it a material. Okay, let's see, maybe a better orange than that. There we go. And then let me just see if I click on it like that. I'll just keep it like this. Okay, cool. Now if I press S, I can kind of make it smaller. But the point of this is, hey, it's cool. You know, we can add three-dimensional shapes on it. But one thing that I wanted to kind of point out is that we could actually draw on this object as well. So if I press period on the number pad, I kind of zoom up to the ball here. And now what I could do is I could, I need to select the stroke again, because if I don't select the stroke, I'm not going to be able to draw. And then I can switch back to draw, and now I'm ready to draw. But instead of kind of drawing where the 3D cursor is, I'm going to say I want to go to surface. And now, and I can also see that this offset, that's how far away it's going to be from the surface. So I want it to be really close to the surface, maybe 0.01. Now, what I could say is B ball. Okay, now you can see that I drew right on the basketball. Okay, and again, that's pretty cool. If I wanted to move it, so let's say if I wanted to move this, right now, the object and the stroke are going to be 1. So if I move this stroke, let me see here. Okay, so it looks like I could move it. Yeah, so I could move it all together if I was careful about clicking on it. Actually, I think if I go to object mode, I can see that it moves all together, because I feel like this stroke is considered one stroke. You can see how that's all one thing. So if I wanted, let's say that the ball to move around and I wanted, you know, the text to come with it or something like that, I would have to Shift A, and I would have to do a new grease pencil stroke. Okay, because we selected the basketball court when we created the stroke for the ball, but I feel like, and when we do that, it's all kind of, again, one and the same here. But I feel like if I want kind of a new entity, if you will, I would have to create a new stroke. But, you know, I thought I would just kind of give you this quick insight, just kind of a way to kind of get navigating in 3D space. This idea of, you know, kind of looking at, you know, what can we do with this? What are some cool things that we could create? And I feel like it's just amazing to get in here and kind of see this. There's not a lot of programs that can do this. There is a program called Mental Canvas that you can do this on the iPad, and I feel like that's the only thing that kind of Mental Canvas does. But I feel like I would encourage you to look at that, especially if you have an iPad, if you're interested in this kind of stuff. And I'll link to that video right at the end of this video, so you can kind of take a look at that and see if it's worth exploring. And one last thing that I want to mention is you can see that I'm in draw mode here. If I want to get back to my paintbrushes and stuff, I just click on my tools up here. Now I'm back to my brushes here. So again, hopefully this is helpful. If you like this, go ahead and kind of leave a message in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe for new videos every week, and I will see you next time. Thank you.